Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing some simple Christmas decor. So for the first one, I'm using this macrame cord. I did another wall hanging with this same macrame cord, and I'll put the link down below for that one. But what you're going to do to start out is just cut 3 cord pieces long enough to go around each section of your wreath. I'm going to be making a wreath from this. You're going to be braiding them, so you don't want to cut the cord too long because you're going to have to untangle it as you're braiding it. You can tape down the 3 pieces and do it like that because you're not going to be able to do the whole braid how I'm holding it there, but I just wanted to show you what you're going to be doing. So you're going to make enough of these braids to go around your whole wreath or whatever you're going to be using. And then once you do that, you get all your pieces together. I have this wreath here from the Dollar Tree, and you're going to take it and you're just going to hot glue it around. This is the spool of cord that I did use, and you can see how much is left. I used that cord to make the wall hanging, to make this wreath, and I still have so much left. All right, so you're going to get your hot glue gun out and you're just going to start gluing it on. For the first piece, you're going to fold it over so that it kind of sticks to itself. And be careful with the hot glue. For some reason, I think I'm trying to remove my fingerprints. And you're going to just wrap it around. You're going to try to get it as close as you can. You don't have to pull the cord tight on it because if you do, it'll buckle in. But you want to get them as close as you can. So for here, you can use the hot glue every other turn to kind of keep them together. So you just keep wrapping it around, wrapping it around, wrapping it around until you get to the end of each braided section that you've made. Okay, so once you get to the end, you can just tuck it in, give it a little glue, tuck it in so it can stay in place. And then you're going to start the other section. Try to pick a spot that will give you the least gappage because it's kind of like overlapping, but you don't want it to be bumpy or anything like that. You kind of want it to look like it's one piece. You could also, now that I'm thinking about it, I could have tied. No, that wouldn't have made sense. Okay, but anyway, you want to try to get it as close together as possible and then just start wrapping. I pushed it and glued it so that it had a little less gap right there and just held it in place until the glue stuck. And then you just keep going around until you finish the whole wreath. And then once you're done with every section and you glued it down, tucked it in, it should look something like this. And then you can move on to the next part. You could just hang it just like that, and it's nice and simple. Just put a little holiday sign on it or a bow or something. I'm not going to use like a great deal of decoration. I thought I was, but I'm not. But I have these little wood shapes here. They're not wood shapes, they're wood words, what have you, and stuff. And I got them last Christmas, so I don't remember where I got them from. But I went down to the Dollar Tree and I got a bunch of little decor pieces to see what I wanted to do with it. I got way more than I needed, so I wound up making a second wreath also, which will be next. So I'm going to put these little crystal twig type pieces there, and then the believe sign, and then these acorn pieces. So when you see something, sometimes it's a lot going on with the pieces that you see. You don't have to use every piece. So you can see I'm just going to cut off the acorns because that's the part that I want. I'm going to save the other pieces too so that I can use them later. And then the twigs were too long, so also I'm cutting those and making it shorter so that it's not too pokey outy, if that makes sense. And then I'm just placing them where I want them and gluing them down. So this is a great project that you can make your own because a lot of times when you purchase something, it has a lot of things that you want, but not quite everything that you want. So this is a great way to make it your own. So once you're done placing them, you'll just use a good amount of hot glue to make sure that everything sticks. And that'll be it for that one. Now this is the second one. This one is another wreath that I got from the Dollar Tree. I had these for a while too. And then I'm just going to use these little berry like pieces, and this one is super simple. I like those like berry twig type wreaths, and so this is kind of like that. And again, I'm just going to cut off the top piece because I don't need the other part. You could keep the other part on, and then because the way this is all woven, you could take the stick part and kind of lace it in, and then that way you wouldn't have to use so much glue. Not that there's a big difference in using the glue, but you could do it like that and just weave them in, but it would be more work. But I'm just going to do it every other color, and I'm just going to glue them down. And that's really it for that one. And it gives such a cute little look for only like $3 because each one cost me $1. And that was it. So this is the final look for both of the wreaths, and it looks so cute. In person, you can see kind of the sparkle of the gold pieces even more, which makes it look so cute. And then this is the first one that I did. So they're cute, they're simple, and they go together. So if you're looking for a way to make a cute wreath in a short amount of time and give it your own personal little style, I think these would be awesome projects for anyone. So now we're going to get started on the next project, because I'm calling it the third project because we made 2 wreaths. So that was 2 projects in the beginning. I got these balls and I wanted to make kind of the garland thing. I was going to do a long thing of the garland, and then I changed my mind and I was like, I like the little short ones. I got a bunch of them because I wasn't sure which ones I wanted to use, and you can see they have like little lines in them and stuff. I thought the golf balls would be good because of the texture, and then the plain ones because I wanted to look like not wood but little stone balls. So I'm picking which ones, and then it's just going to be real simple once you pick out your balls. Like I said, I picked the golf ones and then the smooth ones for the project. So because I wanted to make it a garland, you're going to need a hole in it. So I'm just taking a decent sized drill bit and I am putting a hole in the ball. You don't want to make the hole too big lest you see it when you put the other piece in, but you don't want to make it too small so that it's a fight to get the stuff through. So you want to just kind of make it the right size. So you try to open it up as neat as you can, and because the balls are rubber, you might have to go over it with a few passes to make sure that it is open. Once you do that part, then you'll just go on to the next part, which will be painting it. I tried to spray paint it. The spray paint just kind of dripped right off of it, so I just came back with this paint and I went over it a couple of coats, and then I realized it was too flat for me. So then after that dried for a little bit, I came back in with a stone texture spray paint that I love to use on things. So you can see it right here, and the golf balls are still looking like golf balls. I don't know why. I thought they would look like something different than golf balls. I don't know. But so I came back in with this to try to give it a stone-like texture so they will look like stone balls as opposed to rubber balls. So once you do that, then you would just take your twine and you would just make a hoop, knot it up, and you make sure it's super long so that because you're going to be knotting it up and stuff like that. And I found the easiest way to get it through was to braid it and then push it through with something. So I pushed mine through with the end of a paint stick, and then I just tied the knots as I went along. I ended up at the end not even using the golf ones because they were too textured. All right, so now for this project. This is another item I got from the Dollar Tree. It is a stocking. I got it because I like the cream kind of beige color of the actual stocking. I didn't want to use the plaid because it didn't really go with anything. So I'm just going to paint over it. You don't have to use fabric paint or anything like that because you're not going to be wearing it, washing it and stuff like that. So I'm just using regular acrylic paint and I'm painting over it on both parts of the plaid. My original thought was to rip it off, but it was glued down really good. Like even the layer of the snowflake on top, I couldn't get that off, what have you and stuff. So I just decided to paint over it because I was going to rip it off and replace it with something else. But this is how it looks with just the paint, and you can see it's like night and day. And then I just wanted to outline it with something. So again, I came back with some dollar store little Mardi Gras beads, the little necklaces, and I'm just going to put that on there. And with that, you're just going to hot glue it as well. So I just put a couple of dabs every other bead or so on there, and these are easy to cut once you get to the in between, and you can do it however you want. You don't have to do that part, but I just thought that it gave it another little pop to make it look cute and simple. And so that's it. That one is done, and you can see it looks like night and day from what it originally looked like to what it looks like now, and it didn't take much work. So now that we've seen all those, make sure to keep watching for more DIYs, and if you like, please give it a big old thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.